Top 7 Biggest Navy Warships. Welcome to Interesting Top 7s. On our previous military video, we smashed over 8,000 likes. If this video reaches over 2,000 likes, we will put out an all-new military video. With that said, let's get started. Delving back into the military is an easy choice. With the amount of absolutely insane capabilities the armed forces of the world have at their disposal, it's no wonder there's no shortage of topics to discuss. Like with anything, when it comes to sea power, the military world is, no pun intended, flooded with massive vessels that take up gargantuan amounts of water space. As naval needs changed, the militaries of the world continue to build and adapt. While many of the following can be quite subjective when it comes to order, today let's take a look at 7 of the largest naval warships of all time, ranked in order of length and structural intimidation factor. Number 7. Kirov Class. These Russian-made ships, or more colloquially known as battle cruisers to Western defense commentators, may not be as large as some of the other entries on our list, but they certainly pack a punch. With an official designation of heavy nuclear-powered guided missile cruiser, it's already started with a bang. Commissioned and ultimately built between the late 70s and the 1990s, only 4 ships of this class were constructed, which may have something to do with the estimated $2 billion price tag. Renamed Admiral Ushakov in 1992, the Kirov Class sport a length of 827 feet, or 252 meters, making them the largest and heaviest surface combatant warships used in current operation. Number 6. Wasp Class. Owned and operated by the United States Navy, Wasp vessels are a class of landing helicopter dock, or LHD, amphibious assault ships, based upon the Tarawa class. Since the importance of having specialized ships and equipment in times of war is so very high, the Wasp class is able to transport damn near the entirety of the United States Marine Corps Marine Expeditionary Unit, capable of landing them in hostile territory via landing craft or helicopters. Only 8 were built by Ingalls Shipbuilding in Mississippi in the late 80s, and all of them remain in functional, active use today. With a length of 843 feet, or 257 meters, it's not hard to see why these amphibious assault ships make such a domineering impression. Number 5. Charles de Gaulle. This French aircraft carrier just happens to be the flagship of the French Navy, and with a length of 858 feet, or 261.5 meters, also the largest Western European warship currently in commission. Named after French statesman and general, surprise, Charles de Gaulle, the R-91 is the first French nuclear-powered surface vessel and the only nuclear-powered carrier in deployment short of the United States Navy. After suffering a host of delays and setbacks, the carrier was finally officially commissioned in 2001 for the not-at-all insane price of $4 billion. With a jaw-dropping amount of cool features available, like being able to sail for 20 years before refueling, it has seen its fair share of war and operations all over the world. Number 4. Kuznetsov Class. This pair of enormous aircraft carriers served the French Navy from 1961 all the way to the year 2000, doubling as their first successful design in this style since World War II, serving the French fleet for the duration of its service. When it was time for a little modernization, one of the 2 ships were scrapped altogether, while the remaining one was extensively upgraded, renamed Sao Paulo, and sold to the Brazilian Navy for just about $12 million. Although the ship has seen its fair share of trauma since transferring ownership, including several fires and multiple deaths, this 869-foot or 265-meter monstrosity continues to chug along, with a projected expectancy to continue service until the year 2039. Number 3. INS Vikramaditya. The modified Kiev class of India originally set out on the water as the Baku with the Soviet Navy back in 1987. However, over the course of the next decade, Russia's budget could no longer support the Soviet-era military equipment it employed, so a grand majority of their artillery was scrapped or sold, including the Baku. Purchased by India in 2004 for almost $2.5 billion, Russia modified the vessel before transferring the deed, stripping the heavy armament away and adding a ski jump ramp to the end of the flight deck to fully accommodate aircraft transportation. Officially commissioned in 2013, the INS Vikramaditya stretches an astonishing 930 feet, or 283.5 meters. Number 2. Kuznetsov Class. Also known as the Nimitz Class, these two Kuznetsov class aircraft carriers were initially built for the Soviet Navy between 1982 and 1990, although one of them hadn't been fully completed before the dissolution of the Soviet Union and was sold to China in 1991. Setting itself apart from its American counterparts, these colossal sea beasts include some heavy-duty offensive-defensive weaponry, including heavy, long-range anti-ship missiles, a massive selection of SAMs, and anti-submarine weaponry, not counting the aircraft already being carried up top. The Admiral Kuznetsov can operate over 30 fixed-wing aircraft and a dozen helicopters over the span of its 1,001-foot or 305-meter length. Number 1. Nimitz Class. These 10 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers boast not only some insane capabilities, but the inarguable title of the largest warships in service all throughout the world. Valued at $4.5 billion each, they're not only the biggest, but most expensive supercarriers in existence. Measuring 1,092 feet, or 332.8 meters in length, Nimitz carriers can operate up to 90 aircraft, not even counting the Willy Wonka-like collection of guns, missiles, and artillery stowed and ready to go at any given time. Constructed by Newport News Shipbuilding Company in Virginia between 1975 and 2009, each ship is estimated to serve for 50 years before the threat of decommission. From military operations to humanitarian efforts, the Nimitz-class ships are undoubtedly a marvel of military excellence. You made it to the end! Thank you for watching Interesting Top 7s. Do you have an idea for a future Top 7? Leave a comment below. We get tons of ideas every week. And who knows, you may see your idea in an upcoming list. And as always, if you love our lists, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for new videos every week.